Jim Gilligan is one of only a handful of coaches who have won over 1,300 games as a college head coach. He finished his career in 2016 as the number 10 winningest coach in NCAA Division I history and ranked number 13 in wins among all NCAA divisions. For 38 years, Gilligan was part of the baseball program at Lamar University. The former Lamar pitcher began his coaching career there in 1970. 2 years later, Gilligan landed his first head coaching job at Western New Mexico University. The following year, he became the head coach at Lamar. He led the Cardinals to 12 NCAA regional appearances and 10 conference championships. He was a 6-time League Coach of the Year and was inducted into the Texas Baseball Hall of Fame in 2004. He's a member of the Southland Conference Hall of Honor and was named a Distinguished Lamar alum in 2012. Jim was selected to 4 of the 5 Southland Conference All-Decade teams, once as a pitcher and 3 times as a coach. A 46-year ABCA lifetime member, Gilligan coached 133 all-conference selections, 79 major league draftees, and 6 major leaguers. And now I'm proud to present to you ABCA 2018 Hall of Fame inductee, Jim Gilligan.
Don gave my entire speech except for introducing my family, so I'm going to have to wing it up here. But I want to thank the ABCA, past and present. I've been coming to these conventions for a long time, and the clinics is where I grew up. You know, that's where I learned how to play, was going to the clinics, but not just the official clinics, the sidebar clinics, the ones in the corners of some of the bars and some of the rooms. We got together with guys like Demi Maneri and Skip Bertman, Jim Lefevre, Leroy Dreyer, and I'm leaving a lot of people out, but I really grew up listening to those guys, and I found out that you really don't have to reinvent the wheel, because a lot of the guys that were in on the design of it are so willing to share their knowledge, and that's what happened here at these conventions for me. I got to thank a guy by the name of Al Vinson. He's no longer with us, but he was my mentor. He was a guy that was in professional baseball for 42 years. Billy Martin, he introduced me to Billy Martin. Billy Martin told me he lost 5 jobs trying to be Al Vinson. He was just a tough guy. He was a no-nonsense guy. Everything that he taught would stand up today. And we're always trying to get better, but he never told me anything that didn't prove to be true. And I always tried to break him on it, but he was just a great guy. Best advice I ever had early in my coaching career, I asked him, I said, Al, how am I doing? And he said, Jim, you might be squeezing too much and hitting running too much. And he says, you're a good teacher. And he says, you need to teach guys how to hit, how to run, how to throw, how to field, when to, and then get out of the way. Because you're going to lose more games managing than you ever will win games. So it's a matter of developing players. And I took that advice and I took it into pro ball, and it worked in pro ball. I think it stands up. Most of our work as college coaches are done during the week before we have our games. And I would recommend that to any young coach. I'd like to thank all my former coaches. Some of them are here today. But I got to say this, every coach that I had, and I've been very fortunate over the years. I've had a lot of good assistant coaches, volunteer coaches. Every one of them has contributed to my success, and for that I'm thankful. I got to thank Mr. Dick Case. A lot of you old timers remember Dick, but Dick, he got me involved with the Taiwan national team. I was pitching coach in 1988, and just had a great time traveling with Mark Marquis and Bertman and Polk, and it was, if you've never been around Bertman and Polk, you've missed what baseball's all about. Those two guys, great coaches, just would rag each other those entire 6 weeks. But I learned a lot from both of them, and it was a great experience. And later on, when Taiwan started professional baseball, they hired me to recruit their foreign players, being Latin and American players. And that was such a great experience, being involved in Taiwan and being involved with the creation of that league. And I thank Dick for that. I want to thank the Southland Conference, and I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, but I do think that they are the most underrated conference in this country. Tom Burnett, Bruce Ludlow, great men that lead it, and great coaches in that conference. So many great young coaches that really work hard. That's probably the reason I retired. They worked too hard, made it too tough for me, but great guys. I'd like to thank the people from the Hamptons Collegiate League. Henry, Brandon Wells, Sandy, and Kevin Cooler here. Vinny, our new commissioner. Vinny, are you here? Where are you at? Stand up, Vinny. I just want to thank you in particular for getting suspended for a ball game. Vinny took over to coach the Sag Harbor team, and he gets thrown out the first game. And the commissioner, former commissioner, wanted to suspend him for 2 games, and he asked me if I'd take over. I said, cut it down to 1 game and I'll take over. So you gave me an opportunity to win my very last game coaching. I'm never going to coach another game because I went out as a winner. But it's a great league, and I'm up there in the summer. I'm the pitching coordinator, so send me some good players, good kids too. Okay, I want to thank my former players, and when I think back of all the guys I've had and Southland type athletes, usually they're going to lack a tool or two, and when I think of a prototype, it would be Kevin Millar, who played for me for 2 years, a junior college transfer, and you know, he'll tell you he didn't have any tools in the toolbox, but he really did. He could hit, and he had that. And I like to think that our players over the years were a lot like Kevin, and I appreciate every one of those guys. We have started a Lamar Hall of Fame, and this year we're putting 3 former big league players into it, and we're putting 2 current big league coaches. Anthony Iapoce, the hitting coach for the Rangers, is going in, and Mike Sarbo, who's the third base coach for Cleveland Indians. Very proud of the success they've had. But I'm also proud of the success our guys have had outside of baseball. We have a lot of guys that are doing real well out there. We had a hurricane, I think you heard about it, and these guys really stepped up and gave us a lot of money. And it was great to see these guys think about someone other than themselves. And it's still going on. 2 conventions from now, we're still going to be putting people into homes down there. So think about us. I'd like to thank the Salt Lake Trappers, owner Bill Murray, Van Schley, Artie Moreno, Jack Donovan. I went up there in '86 to be a pitching coach, '87 to manage. We won 29 straight games, which was a lot of fun, and I got to play golf with Bill Murray a lot, and that was a lot of fun. And if you can ever work up that formula, I would recommend it to you highly. It's being in pro ball is different, and it was really, and I love college coaching. I love what it's all about. But the thing I like about pro ball is you do it every day, and everybody that's there is there for baseball, and that's not the way we have it in college. I wish we could do that somehow and get the bulk of the money, but to do that for 2 years, I had a lot of fun, especially with the players that I had. I'd like to thank my wife, Laverne. Laverne, you got to stand up. Okay, 42 years married to that girl. She was my salesperson. Thank you. Well, I was sick on my 43rd. You remember we had the hurricane and I got sick during that thing. But golly, I knew I wouldn't blow that one. But anyway, she did a great job for me. She was my salesperson. She sold billboards, banquet tables. She's raised more money than any wife in baseball. I'll challenge anybody to that because she did it for 38 years. And she was the best player evaluator I've ever seen. I might come in with an all-star guy and she'd meet him, she'd go, no way. This guy cannot play at Lamar. And she was always right. She never missed. And same thing on guys that I thought maybe they weren't quite the guy. She said, I love that kid. You got to get him. So, baby, good job. I have my brother John and his wife Gina here tonight. I have a football friend, Mike Smith, and his lovely wife Wanda. He's here. But I made him an honorary Lamar baseball alumni so he doesn't have to call himself a football guy anymore. He's a baseball guy. And, he's one of my best friends on earth. Also at my table, I've got Bill Pintard. If you're ever going to go to Cuba, you go with Bill Pintard. I went down there to help set up a trip for Rice University. They love him down there for good reason. And he's just one of the finest guys I've ever known. And he's also, he goes up to Wichita and wins that thing more than he doesn't. He's in their Hall of Fame up there, one of the great baseball people. Gene Stevenson's, I appreciate you sitting at my family table tonight. And that guy, I want to tell you something, he's not fun to play against. He's really not. He grinds it out. It's like going to war when you play against Gene, and then you go over and you play against Ron Mace. Now, Mace is an equally talented coach, but a different personality. I used to love going down there. One time when I went down there, we were going to play a doubleheader, and I said, Mace, and I'm kidding around. I said, Mace, why don't we play the first game, second game, show me around New Orleans. I haven't seen it like a local. So, he said, yeah, that'd be great. So we played the first game. I'm only kidding around. Bottom of the first inning, he gets thrown out. And he's looking at me, I'm coaching third, he says, come on. I go, Ron, I was kidding. And he says, come on. And so he's behind the fence, and he's looking, come on, let's go. And his third baseman, Opie, kept on telling me every inning, Coach, this isn't right. You promised Mace. I said, I got a grad assistant coaching team. I can't do it. My biggest regret in baseball is that I didn't get run that day. But we've done it several times since. And Ryan, I love you and I appreciate you. But anyway, I've been honored. I have really been honored by meeting so many great people in baseball. And I want to thank all the guys that are going in tonight. Some of you guys I haven't met until today, but let's hope this is going to be a special band of brothers and we stay in touch with each other. And I'm certainly proud of going in with this class right here. I'm probably forgetting something right now since Don did most of my stuff. But again, thank you very much. Baseball people, been around them for 50 years, and they're the greatest people in the world. Thank you. Enjoy your convention. Woo!